Hello everyone, I'm Alana, and today I finally get to tell you all about something that I have been holding on to for what feels like forever. I have been way more nervous and concerned that I was gonna leak something to do with this that I was to do with my actual job, which is so NDA'd. I was way more worried that I would somehow slip up and tell people that I've been boxing training than I ever was to tell people about God of War Ragnarok or something. I was so much more concerned about leaking this. But basically you get the gist. I am officially competing in an exhibition boxing match that will be in a stadium full of probably 20,000 people and broadcasted internationally to hundreds of thousands, millions, I don't know, a lot. It's certainly a weird thing to go into. I'll say that much. If you don't know what Creator Clash is, I was there last year. I went in person and it was awesome. It is effectively a series of exhibition boxing matches between different content creators. Last year, they raised 1.3 million for charity. The whole thing is for charity, which is obviously a big part of why I wanted to get involved at all. But of course, the plan is to beat that this year, raise even more money for charity. And I think a big part of why I agreed to do it, outside of, always finding charity to be a good incentive, big part of what I do, big thing I really enjoy doing, makes me feel better about being a human, was also that Creator Clash doesn't have the same kind of gross vibe that I feel like some of the other boxing things do. It doesn't have this fake WWE beef culture. I don't feel like there's as many egos on display. It just feels like a really good community of people who, as I've been going through boxing training for the last several months, I've been able to reach out to and ask questions and talk to, and a whole bunch of my friends are also fighting, so it's been very wholesome thus far, even if it's a secret we will have to keep but haven't been able to tell the internet about. So the event itself is on Saturday, April 15th. Not that far away. It's gonna be a big day for me. I would love your support. Tickets go on sale Friday, January 27th at 7 a.m. Pacific time. You can come in person, of course, if you're willing to. It's out in Tampa, Florida. Would love to have you there. I'm going to be releasing some merch specifically for the fight. So we'll have a bunch of PS Boxing themed clothing. This would be the second time I have ever actually released merch. So if you want to support me leading up to the fight, at the fight, on fight day, I would love to see people rocking those t-shirts as soon as I'm able to get them made. Should be pretty soon, so keep an eye out for them. And basically you can find more info on thecreatorclash.com. I figured that I was going to do another Q&A on this channel this month, because of course this is where I talk about everything non-gaming related and I do non-gaming Q&As, but I was like, let me wait for the announcement because I figure people have a lot of questions about Creator Clash and about the process of getting ready for it, because it's certainly consuming a lot of my life right now. So leave any questions you have in the comments below, but yeah, the other part, the reason that I really wanted to do it is it's so different to anything else I've ever done. What an opportunity. I was never going to say no. They asked me to do something I never would have even considered, that I would never have any opportunity to otherwise, which is just box somebody in a ring. And I loved the idea of just having to learn this new thing and do this new thing and just throw myself into it. So I have. I had to gain a bunch of weight, which I have successfully done. I did that over the course of the last probably 4 months. I spoke about that in my last Q&A about the process of trying to gain weight slowly and healthily, which I feel pretty successful about. I didn't do it the dirty way. I just increased my calories significantly. I was just trying to eat a lot and drink a lot of shakes. That was so that I would meet my weight class, which I have successfully done, and otherwise just boxing training. I have a trainer who I see most days. And yeah, I will say that one thing about this that I feel is very tough is I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in it who works a full-time job. And that's totally not to say that content creation is a really demanding job. Loads of other people who are doing this year have crazy schedules too. But when you work a 9 to 6 job, definitely tough to also fit in boxing training and then content creation on top of that. I definitely feel like I'm currently a bit of a machine. My whole workday, or my whole life is so regimented right now and nonstop, and so everything is so timed and blocked out extensively just to make sure that I have the time to train as well, which has been fun, but I'm also very glad there's a time limit. April feels so close in terms of getting ready for the fight, but also so far away in terms of getting ready for the fight. I'm sure it'll sneak up on us in no time. But a lot of you who would know me, you probably already know that I'm not at all a competitive person. Outside of Mario Kart, just don't really have it in me. So my goal isn't to win. I'm not concerned about winning my fight against Mika, by the way, who's the person I'm fighting. RIP Mika, she goes by. She's actually a friend. I believe Mika and I are probably the closest of anyone who's fighting. And so I'm not at all looking forward to that. It sucks, actually. I really like her and I don't want to punch her at all. Like, I really don't want to do it. But I also recognize, you know, it's a sport. She's agreeing to me punching her. I am agreeing to her punching me. And I'm, you know, as I'm practicing more or getting more boxing experience, I'm definitely like starting to see it more as a sport as well. We are going to have to hit each other, and it's just a thing that I'm sure as it gets closer, you know, if she gets a good hit on me, I'll probably be like impressed or like happy for her rather than upset about it. But that's definitely a weird part. Like, we recently just went to When We Were Young Fest together, just the two of us. Having to fight a friend, not something I expected. Yeah, I don't think anyone else is friends. Yeah, Mika's great. Go check her out. She's awesome. But my whole thing, yeah, is I just want to have a good fight. I want to have a good fight. I want to do well. I want to make my coach proud. I want to make sure my form is good and my technique is good. And that's really hard to prepare for when you can do everything at home and everything in the gym that you want. But once you actually get into a ring with 20,000 people in the audience, I have no idea what I'll do. I wish I could tell you exactly what I'm going to react to and how I'm going to feel and make sure I keep my blocking. Like, it's so hard to predict. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in my trainer and all the people that I get to talk to about boxing all the time now. And obviously I've been watching a lot more boxing than I've ever watched before in my life. So it's been a really fun thing to learn. And also, fun fact, my granddad, who passed away not too long ago, a few years ago, I think 3 years now, was a boxing champion in Australia. I don't think he was national. I don't actually have all of the details, but there are a bunch of pictures of him with his gloves and everything. And getting to do this, knowing that history from my family is really cool and kind of inspirational, and want to make him proud. So yeah, if you have any questions for me, leave them below. I will intend to keep issuing updates about it here. I'm really, really excited more than anything. And yeah, like I said, goal is to have a good fight, put on a good show, be in good spirits, make sure everyone raises a bunch of money for charity. And I'm just like stoked to have been asked to do this at all. It's really, really cool. Finally, I get to talk about it. It's so good to just be able to say, hey, I have boxing training. Hey, yes, I have gained weight intentionally. Somebody made a Twitter account talking about how I've gained weight recently, and it's been very annoying to not be like, yes, it was intentional. Shut up. Though some people have been like, it's interesting, you can tell Alana's gained weight, but not to her face. She just got wider. And I'm like, thank you, I appreciate you noticing that. But yeah, any questions you have for me, leave them below. I will include that as part of my next Q&A. I figured I would offer up the opportunity for that, and happy to keep talking about it wherever. Very happy to be a part of it. So stoked that so many of my friends are a part of it, like people I'm very, very good friends with, people I hang out with regularly. I just get to talk to them about boxing all the time now. It's awesome. Still feel like I have a hell of a road ahead of me, and yeah, would love your support. Would love to see people rocking that merch. That would be super motivational, I think. So I'll announce that as soon as I can. Creator Clash, everybody. www.thecreatorclash.com. I will see you April 15th.